we have here. So I'm going to begin with a section in the Zohar in Tumah from section 307. Rabbi Shimon begins the discussion, and whenever, especially when Rabbi Shimon talks about certainty, it's obviously even more powerful. Patach ve'amar. So Rabbi Shimon began the discussion and said, Shir Malot, he quotes from Psalms, it says, Habotchim b'Hashem kehar Tzion, those who have certainty and put their complete trust in the light of the Creator, like Mount Zion, lo yimot leolam yeshev. He will never, that person who has that level of certainty, like Mount Zion, he will never be pushed aside. He will always be in his or her place. By the way, I was thinking about it, not coincidentally, that when we talk about the destruction of Arei Tzion, of the what's called this place, that the physical place is Jerusalem. It's called, the area around there, Har Tzion, or the temple. Of course, it's not talking about the physical place. Now, the Zohar is telling us, based on the verse in Psalms, that it actually represented the highest level of certainty in the light of the Creator. When it was destroyed, it was simply an indication that the Israelites at the time had lost their certainty. By the way, one of the reasons why, when they talk about why it's not a bad thing, or maybe even a positive thing, that the physical temple was destroyed, because the temple was only had any strength or power as a manifestation of the level of certainty that the people had at the time. Once they lost that level of certainty, the physical structure had no meaning anymore. And that's so. What the Zohar is telling us here, based on the verse really from King David, from Psalms, is that what Mount Zion represents, Har Tzion, what the temple represents, is Habotchim b'Hashem, is this level of certainty in the light of the Creator. Rabbi Shimon says, Da inun sadikaya, it's referring to the righteous, to the elevated, to the connected. The inun mintrachatzan bei be'ovaden dilhon, those who through their spiritual work awaken their certainty, their complete certainty in the light of the Creator. Kach tzadikaya lo yitrachitzu be'ovadeon hashta, and even if a person doesn't feel that he or she necessarily deserves, because of their spiritual work or the spiritual place, the complete protection of the light of the Creator, Botchim b'Hashem kehar Tzion, they awaken certainty in the light of the Creator, strength of the mountain, at Mount Zion. Ve'atun b'nei Kadish Elyon, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai talking to his students, and B'ezrat Hashem also speaking to us. Rachzanuta dilchon kehar Tzion. B'ezrat Hashem, I give you the blessing that your certainty should be like Mount Zion, that strength of certainty. Vadai zakain atun be'almadenu ve'almadati. If you are able to gain, and this, when we talk about rebuilding the temple, we understand now we're actually talking about rebuilding our certainty. When we talk about the gift of Tisha B'Av, that's this Shabbat, we're talking about the gift of the light of certainty. They're walking with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. They wake up in the middle of the night, and then Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says to Rabbi Yossi, they had been studying all day, he said, Rabbi Yossi, you didn't join us in the study, you didn't share anything, I want you to share now. And this is in section Shin Yud Gimel 313. Patach Rabbi Yossi ve'amar, Rabbi Yossi began the discussion and said, Shir Hashirim asher li Shlomo. We know there's the book that's called the Song of Songs, the Shir Hashirim. When was that light revealed of the Song of Songs? Shirat hada itar la Shlomo Malka kaditbani b'mikdasha. That light, it's called the Song of Songs, was revealed when King Solomon built the temple. And now we understand the physical structure was a manifestation of the level of certainty that King Solomon received, and was able to elevate his generation to. The almin kulhu ishtalimu, and all the worlds, the supernal worlds, and this physical world, were at peace, were in perfection. Eila v'tata, the upper worlds, the lower worlds, everything was in perfection, everything was in peace. Bishlemuta chada, one unification, one level of peace, one level of correction. And there wasn't a day of joy for the Creator. Not from the time of creation was there a day, even during the time the Israelites went out of Egypt, even the time of the splitting of the sea, all those amazing, even the time of the revelation at Sinai. The world never achieved its perfection as it achieved during this day, this time. Shlomo b'sha'ato, What we're referring to is the time when King Solomon brought this world and the generation to the level of certainty and therefore to the level of protection.